Healthy Living Farm project at Upo.
Nsuba youths protest disappearance of Onyeri Kadibwa.
From ABS, 100 days in office, Federal Polytechnic Oko Rector Awuzie inaugurates project.
Our presidential metering initiative, FG, to deploy 7 million smart meters.
NDLEA dismantles criminal syndicate in Kanu, sponsoring Hajj programs as drug couriers to Saudi Arabia.
And finally, Gaza, 31 Palestinians killed near aid distribution points. These are the stories that hit our headlines for this morning's press review. Let's welcome Rotarian Kanayochukwu Bidibo, commentator on national issues. Welcome to press review and happy new month.
Happy New Month once more. I heard you people wishing the newborn babies of the new month.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you...
You follow?
Guys.
You follow?
I don't follow.
like you follow, you know the cost now.
Well, it is interesting that people, you must have a birthday.
Oh, yes.
The 30 days or 31 days of any month, there must be somebody that has a birthday.
Yes, of course. I want to also welcome Professor Obiajulu Bikeze from the Department of Political Science, Chukwemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Good morning and welcome to Press Review.
Thank you. Good morning, the Anambra.
morning.
My own birthday is this month.
This month. Wow. So you are
June baby.
June baby. June bro. So how much for people wait follow?
I don't follow 5,000.
So
people will come follow now.
100K. All right, let's begin to dissect the headlines from Anambra Broadcasting Service. We'll fire the first cyber.
Okay, let's take the first one: illegal mining and excavation of sand.
Yes.
The problem with this kind of thing is that our people have refused to understand the impact of such mining on the environment. Now, only obuna na a mine gonna made to make gain.
Yeah.
And we're thinking he's trying to help himself or his family and that kind of thing. But the person is trying to destroy the environment. Because more or less, when you now excavate, millions of people with speed to fill up and and that will mean about what's where in cause. And so people should be educated to reduce this kind of thing, because no eventually a web erosion, which is and the bind is so much prone to erosion. And agile economy. A modica government or the wicked. But that is not the situation. The situation cause much harm to greater majority of people who are not partaking in ABC, but are suffering the harm they are trying to give to them. So I must support government. We need education in the churches and everywhere in the communities. We should be educated on the menace of sand excavation and mining. Our environment is very fragile, and Anambra State, we should avoid it.
And that's a good one from the Nigeria Civil Defense and Nigeria Civil Defense and Security and Civil Defense. So that's a good one from there.
In a follow-up on that. In a follow-up on that, it is very disturbing that our people create ecological problems. We are all witness of the 80s of Ogupa flood disaster, which actually wiped out almost a community. And it is as a result of indiscriminate, mining of sand, because I don't see us with some, solid mineral. Otherwise, it is stone. That is in Anambra State. I've not found any solid mineral.
No, we have a kaolin, we have so many of them.
Yeah, but we have
even
not,
at Opo and other places.
We have not actually gone to the position of saying we are one of the states that has solid mineral, so that we will be adjudged at that. And if there is any agreement based on government patronage, we should have it. just like in Zamfara and the rest of them. But in this case, like Prof has said, we are creating, ecological problems. You see, like when His Excellency was addressing the students on Wednesday or Thursday in Nsukka, he mentioned it that Anambra is the most ravaged erosion community in the world. I'm talking about in the world. And it means a lot for
not
him.
just Nigeria.
Yes, for him to say that. We know we do have ecological fund, provisions by the National Assembly and the rest of them. How many of them have we been attracted? Rosanna was involved in trying to regulate what was happening in Oko and Ago as a result of erosion menace. And I want to say that if we continue, geographers will tell you that the agencies of denudation, that is the what happens when the normal macadamize is disturbed. So then you find out that you are creating problem that that government will come and then think about solving it. We are advising our people. Yes, we know, like Prof said, they are thinking about making money. You can't make money in the detriment of the community, because if you go between Oko and Ekulobia, you can see by the left-hand side building that has collapsed under the erosion menace. I have gone there, I have seen it. Behind us here, behind the judges' quarters, behind the
House of Assembly.
Ekweme, if not that the government is up and doing, erosion would have actually encroached up to Ekweme Square and the Federal High Court. But Anambra government is very, very mindful of erosion menace and how to protect it. So I thank the Civil Defense Corps,
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps,
for actually trying to. At a time, they were trying to create such menace at Aguaka here at Borough Pit. We have to warn these construction companies. They are part of this agent of creating erosion menace and excavation of. Yes, you can go for quality sand for you to do your road work, but it should be an area that, well, when you level the mountain, there should be a provision of property or ground or whatever. Not when you go to dig into a level land, and then as a result of that, creating all those things. So to me, we are doing very good thing to enforce. When they were trying to do that at Aguaka, I wrote to the Ministry of is it a principal something, and they came and they look at it. It was on radio, and the guy who thought it was all that stopped, because I have to stop him. You are creating erosion menace in those days. So now that place is a quality ground today. Otherwise, it would have been some kind of menace. So I thank the NDC. They are doing a good work. Let them continue. There are several places our youths, because it's mainly our youth these days, who thinks that akuduni Itulu.
All right. Okay, thank you. To join the conversation, numbers to call 0808 487 2166. And if you're watching us live on Facebook, drop your comment in the comment section. We'll read out your comment. Do well to share, comment, and like our programs on the social media platforms.
Or you can call us on 0706 538 1320. You can as well send us WhatsApp messages to the WhatsApp number 0705 113 8812.
Yeah, somebody is there. Hello.
Hello. Hello, good morning, FGS.
Good
Hello,
morning.
good morning.
Heartbeat of the East.
Champions.
The guests in the studio, good morning, sirs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Afambo Francis Mobunka, where not.
Okay, Francis.
Talking about issues in Gwangwandina Eguaja. Of a welcome development. Because our woman may be going to Kwan and a village ever. Away from a main road, yonder mud, a man allow work for Charada, where a caterpillar, name Guru, Pucharosa, Banya Bar, no where boats of Taraja Bar. So So now one day man say how but what can we pack a member? Then a local government chairman office no report. So I'll continue. The one a commissioner for land and the environment Joka and lay your report. Then because you're interested in I know what I know Diego Napa. Makandingwa Ananda hope Oji Caterpillar where Pocha where Bata. Getting Wakandingwa Ananda Nazo. Man Ananda Atarato. So who should learn a lesson here? Go. You check the shortage or the condition on the non-Nazo, Nandi Nanako Konabo. You don't check that. So it's a welcome development. Thank you very much.
All right.
Someone else is here.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
What I want to can I walk more in-house analyst, even if you refuse not to crown him that. Emily, good morning, sir.
I salute you, sir. Happy New Month.
Yeah, NDLU and syndicate, people that are preparing for Hajj, and most of them are kidnappers. How will you feel that you are going on a religious pilgrimage and get to the airport and saw identify a man that you are among the people that want to kidnap you? And he's going to the same place you are going to pray for God.
It's really disturbing.
The truth of the matter is that our value system has been bastardized. And the largest of the government is not encouraging people that are to a large extent fighting to get these people, expose them. When issues of this nature happen, then should take it up. The kidnapper that was found or discovered among the people that they are going to Hajj, the guy was just arrested and that was it. So government should encourage the people so that if you see something, say something.
Yeah.
Will definitely work. Good morning and God bless Anambra.
Bless Matawaka too. The second to the last caller was talking about, giving tips or compensating those living around or inhabitants of the area, yes, where they are scooping sand or mining. It's not even about that. We are looking at the collective collateral damage. That's what we should focus on.
Long-term
effect. Yes, and then the long-term effect of that act. And not just about, but then he concluded by saying that if you see something like that happening, you should make your report to the Ministry of Environment, which is in line with or in tandem with the say something mantra of our governor. Okay, keep your calls coming.
Someone is here.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please move away from your radio set.
When you want to call, move away from your radio set or tune down the volume on your radio set, please. Okay, we'll now, I think we'll take a look at we'll now dive into the
dailies, right?
National dailies, yes. But do you still want to comment on anyone from Anambra Broadcasting Service? Otherwise, we are diving into the national dailies.
All right. Yes, I want to say something about this. Her Excellency's flag off of Dunukofia Literary Rebirth Health, Living Farm Project at Ugbo. Yes, it is a very important aspect of the human existence that we should regulate, the way and manner we bring our children to life. It is the duty of everybody, as Our Excellency has highlighted, that Health Living Farm is a project. If you read the meaning into it, you find out that she was talking about Ndorogando. She's talking about to live a life, with meaning and reservation of bringing forth into the society those who will take over from us. Because the Bible says there is life without end. I know that Ugwebe Niger is a good Anglican. As in na-ekwu na non-do epi. You know, some people professionals.
And I guess Ogu is not a bad angle.
I told somebody that this world is not going to an end. Because I'm not Jehovah's Witness, but I do know that this life is without end. When you look at superpowers, when you look at people, they are thinking of 2080, 2090. They are not thinking of that this world is going to, have an end soon. So that gives you an idea that this world is without end. The world is without end. And I believe in that Bible injunction. And when you look at the development within, the ecosystem of the world, you find out that the life actually is without end. So, and Her Excellency is now talking about rebirth and healthy living as a farm. No,
Oh, yes.
If I am not mistaken.
No,
you tell me.
You're right.
So
all right.
I think she is doing a wonderful job as a mother.
Okay. From Daily Sun now, Atiku Erufai Amechi Sanusi Islam Tinubu's government. Our businesses on life support. That's a report credited to manufacturers, SMEs cry out, say 18,000 jobs lost in 2024. Pressure mounts on 4 PDP governors to join APC. And then Nigeria's democracy under state capture. Ex-Senate President Wabara. And then FG authorizes employees' compensation scheme for public workers. See trending here, FCTA refutes claims of religious indoctrination in schools. And finally, Niger flood. More bodies recovered as government puts death figure at 153.
From the Daily Times, we have judiciary workers begin nationwide indefinite strike today. That's on page 2 of the Daily Times. NDLEA arrests 2 Saudi-bound pilgrims, intercepts 9.3 billion naira opioids. Nigeria Security and Political Economy 1. That's an editorial on page 16. IOC is not exiting Nigeria, coming from Presidency. Federal government backs NSITF expansion of employees compensation for public workers. Amechi gave Tinubu dose of his own medicine in 2022, coming from Wole Soyinka. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, a rushed celebration of unfinished dream, coming from Ame. And then finally from the Daily Times, no reason peace will not reign between me and my Oga, coming from Fubara.
Okay, and from this day, Fitch upgrades Fidelity Bank's national rating to A+, and then affirms long-term IDR at B. ECOWAS Dangote refinery symbolizes hope for Africa. Founder has continental vision. Still trending near, U.S. links surge in Nigeria's terror attacks to exit from Niger. Chad says it's no longer able to monitor the activities in Africa. Declared Sahel region global terrorism epicenter. States terror group may soon be able to strike inside U.S. Okay, and then alleges China only interested in access to Africa's resources. Niger flood disaster. Turkey condones FG as Buhari Akpabio mourn 122 lives lost in deluge. Kano auto crash. Sunday Aborishade, Deji Lumoye, Michael Olubode in Abuja, and Layadabo in Mina. And then finally from here, launch of Wabara to National Assembly, our democracy under state capture, rise up to challenge.
And from the Punch, you have terrorists eyeing Nigeria, West Africa coastlines, coming from the U.S. Grim toll states move to evacuate flood zones. Writers say Niger buries 153 states brace for heavy rains. Citizens plead for action. Mokwa survivors fear diseases outbreak. Nigeria's petrol price 55% below West African average, coming from Dangote. Defamation, Natasha to appear in court Tuesday. 7 banks' reserves with CBN surged to 18.8 trillion naira. And NDLEA intercepts, okay, we'll dot on that. And then finally from the Punch is withheld allocation or Osun taps projects funds to pay local government workers.
All right. Let's have your thoughts on the trending headlines from the national dailies.
Thank you. Well, let me start with the incident in Niger State.
The deluge.
Yes, that killed more than 150. And you know, in Nigeria, our statistic is not very palatable. If they tell you 10, maybe 50 must have been lost.
Wow.
So, but we accept the statistics. 150 persons killed. And it's because of our own, I don't know, is it a planlessness or leadership problem? That every year, all the necessary agencies will be hammering on some of these natural disasters. Yet, we do nothing about it. Is it a situation where people will build houses on places where the flood will pass? A situation where you don't dredge everything. A situation where people don't even construct drainages before they build houses. And whenever rains come, they must find their way. The flood must find its way, whether we like it or not. So some of these things are very disturbing that people don't care about lives. Human lives in ways you have in Nigeria. And they boom mother now. And so all the very painful. We sympathize with those people immediately. When much again, I can happen where next year, December, and then going down our side, and there be riverine areas like and then Anambra and the rest of them. They are watching. As what happened, they won't even listen until it's too late. So we beg that will save human lives. Should do it. The government should also be more proactive instead of waiting until things are but I'm on every day. So my heart flares for them, but I don't know. Our people should start to listen. Do those things we should do to prevent natural disaster. These are the things we can. There are certain things we cannot help, but most of the things we can help. Let us do them. So that is number one. On the issue of Ndegale Babo on the Ogun State. Just 20 minutes to their destination, they had crash in Kano State. It's very painful. And it's because of fatigue. They finished the whole thing. Instead of waiting till tomorrow morning, they had to rush that evening and then see what had happened. They couldn't reach their destination. So certain things are avoidable, and we should be able to avoid those ones we can avoid. In our human lives, these are people who have done something for the country, and they would have continued to do more. Now we have lost all of them. It's unfortunate.
Yes, all the judiciary workers, going on a nationwide kind of walk to rule and strike today. It is unfortunate that after all the back and forth legislation on national wage or minimum wage, for it to accommodate our workers, we are still talking about minimum wage. In 1987 in America, minimum wage was $3.75 as at the time. Today, it has improved to up to $15. That was an hour as at the time I was talking about. So today, minimum wage is about between $15 and $20 an hour. And America knows that over time, there's inflation. There is a lot of indices that determines improvement in workers' salary or wages.
Market forces too, purchasing power too.
Yes. Yeah. So, but in Nigeria context, we appears to be stationary from day one, which is very, very wrong.
The salary is always one, it doesn't grow.
That is why I say it's stationary.
But every other thing grows. Petrol price increases every day.
I don't know why government
electricity tariff increases every day.
I know you guys will be interested in this. Government are saying it should be permanent. What are you people saying?
What the Lord has done for us.
So has the Lord done that for you?
Let's save the trouble for us.
So hold on. I know that was I brought into your table so that you will have some, contributions.
Yes.
However, we should avoid all these strikes. For instance, judiciary, which we said is the last hope of the common man, are now going on strike. Those who have genuine cases, even those criminals who are to be jailed, as at the time, the adjudication was done, are still on what they call it, ATM.
Waiting trial.
Keeping people on the ATM, government are spending so money, even putting them in the prison. As at 1988 in Britain, it cost the British government £14 every day to keep a prisoner. And they were thinking about it. That is why they have options of parole, home leave, and the rest of them, so that they will ease up the penal system.
Yes.
But in our own case, it appears the government does not even care of people who are in such prisons, and
correctional.
I don't know if even I don't want to antagonize the government if they are well fed. But in the advanced countries, prisoners are well fed, prisoners are well taken care of. That is why it's costing the government. So, like in America, there are certain offenses you will commit. They say this is state. State doesn't have money to keep prisoners.
Even in Burkina Faso, they are now tilling the soil, helping to grow
they look at it and actually make sure that those who are waiting trial, those who are in the custody, those who are actually serving their term, are serving it judiciously.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any penal system that is judicious. However, however, in our own case, we don't care. We don't keep count. We don't really know. I have not heard about parole of good character of prisoners in prison. We should introduce that. We are copying, like we copied that prison is no more correction center. Yes, in America it's correction center. We don't call them warder. We call them correction officers. So our orders are correction officers. When we are copying, let us copy to the
and
last letter.
our own now is a correctional center.
That is what I'm saying. Prison. But we are still saying they are prison warders. What I'm saying is that we copy to the letter. It is good that the judiciary should not go on strike. Reason: there are people who are either by one way or the other suffering in the system that the judiciary would have helped.
Yes.
And then again, adjournment of cases, and the judiciary is on strike. Don't you see that it's actually affecting the economy of this country? So to me, government should not allow. I've never had a country, I've seen a country where the judiciary is going on strike, because they do know that I was in Ghana and the judicial workers were in strike for one day in 2023. Check your record, you will see. It was resolved the next day. They didn't allow it to protract.
Let's hope that this one will be resolved within today.
Are you copying from Ghana?
Well, Ghana copied from us in the election. So
they copy the election.
They will copy our names.
So let's copy this one from them. So it's vice versa.
Copy is allowed.
Oh, yes.
Well, we have messages on Facebook from Nkema Konam Bago. He said hi too. Also Francis Maganamani watching live from Mama Gunze in Enugu State. Good morning from here and keep up the good work. Mr. President should declare state of emergency over incessant killings in Plateau, Benue and other parts of the country. A stitch in time saves 9. Matthew Anambra Akamma na Nofia, following live from my hometown, Nofia. Omi Nonoka in a bo ife unata. Abro kwame manona bo something.
In a short, in a quiff of Marina. Yes, hello.
That was an idiomatic expression.
Oh, yes.
Happy 31.
Champions.
Come on, you know, I'm a Taramalo, and in a mop.
Dalo.
David Moore.
On press review.
Studio na ibe niile dịka gbasara na uju mmiri ma ndị nwere nsogbu na ibe niile a ịma na onwe mgbe ọ na-awa dịka ndị abịa n'ikpe mmiri a na-efunekwa sị mba a na-ogwekwa oge agụ abịa oge agụ abịa atụ oluzie mgbe nwa agụja adịzighị nkwadobe so dịka ana m arịọ gọọmenti m ibe niile onwe ebe furo ma ebe ọ dịka a ga-eji ihe dịka n'oge ọkọchị maa ya aka maka isebe mgbe udu mmiri ha onye unu na-ehi mmiri ga-eji n'oge dekwa nkwụcha mara ka o si aga eji n'oge kpaa ya aka ma ihe ndị ọzọ niile enwe na-ekwu maka ndị ejirisa ma ihe niile mana jezie ndị ebe adị onwe ka o si dịka ga-ezi onye ndị anaghị akọ ịfaziri biko tusi nwa ka achọ ihe dana na mmiri ka edozie ka o wee dị mma ọkụ David Moore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Someone else is here. Hello, good morning.
After the Ebuka no will cost.
All right, good morning, Ebuka. Go on.
And where ebe na aboncho imetu aka ọ dị ka mgbe agụpụtasị Natasha will appear in court on Tuesday.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah, Tuesday nke tomorrow.
Hey.
Enwe ife Nigeria police na-adị na-ekwufasị see something, say something.
Say something.
Ewekwali ya na-eme advert na emechengo na Radio Nigeria ụwa niile nụcha anya. Kedu ka mmadụ ga-eji wee
Ịga na ABS.
Of course, yes. Governor
ka mmadụ ga-esi wee fọsịa ife bupụtezie obodo anyị bụ Nigeria si na-egodo ihe a anya si wegodo anya eji afọ aka daba na mmiri apịtị wee negodi ya nke abụgodo nke mbụ ọzọ dịka nwanne ya bụ ife ame na Niger steeti ka anyị wedatagodi ya na Anambra ebe a unu nọ negodo saịdị ipere mmiri niile ka ndị mmadụ na-ekpochi na-alụ si gị nọ a na-ekpochi na Lagos na-alụ ajụjụ m wee bụrụ ife nna-ajụ ndị nọ na studio bụ kedu ka ipere mmiri na Anambra ya adị echi ndewo.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's now move over to Vanguard. Maybe if you wish to respond to his
Yes,
question, that should be after we drop the headlines from Vanguard.
Okay.
FG's gas-powered vehicle scheme runs into major H nationwide. 785.6 billion naira investment threatened with the following: riders, refuel stations, conversation centers, other facilities grossly inadequate, CNG buses, other equipment rot in parking lots. Current pain is temporary. That's from a presidential CNG initiative. 50 killed, 15 parishes shot by armed headers in Makurdi Diocese. That's from a Catholic priest. APC primaries, Amechi gave Tinubu dose of his own medicine. That's from Soeka. 2027, Tinubu should not play God. That's from Sule Lamido. That's the God now with small g. WAEC, thugs hired by parents, assault vice principal for preventing cheating in Ondo. Prof, that's from your constituency. FG orders employees compensation scheme for civil servants. And then debt burden, no sin in borrowing. That's from the presidency. No sin in borrowing.
We didn't say there's sin. This is what we use the money for later that is a problem.
Oh, we
not
get to
borrowing. Okay.
Dangote refinery symbolizes hope for Africa. That's from ECOWAS leaders. These are the trendy ones from today's Vanguard.
And then finally from The Nation, 22 firms get 16.1 billion naira in first tranche of 75 billion naira relief loan rather. Then how Medical will crash prices of medicines by Pate. That's on page 7 of The Nation. 1.9 trillion naira over subsidized Sukuk cash for refund. These are the stories from The Nation.
Okay. Yeah. Back to the analysts in the studio.
Okay. There's a lot to talk on. This issue of
what about WAEC thugs hired by parents, assault vice principal?
Well, it's
preventing
his
cheating.
primary constituency.
You know, yes.
These are some of the problems we have in Nigeria. It's every day we hear different strategies and different issues that turn the mind. I cannot understand that.
That one is now cheating glitch.
that a whole parents, I don't know, maybe anyway, like father like son or like mother like daughter. Maybe those people who did that would have involved themselves in their own time in the exam misconduct. You take your child to school, you won't encourage the child to read. You'll be preparing on how the child will cheat. I can't understand. As if many of us did not attend these schools. I don't know who to blame. The blame should go to all of us. The society, the government, the parents, the church, all of us, we have to blame ourselves for how far we have gone. Yeah. You pass the exam, you cannot defend. You get to school, you start sorting. And then at the end of the day, if you are given the opportunity to serve, you can't serve well. Because if you are a medical doctor, you can't practice. Yeah. If you are a lawyer, you won't go to court. If you are a teacher, you won't even control your class. And there are a lot of implications that come from some of these issues. We don't know we are doing ourselves. Destroying the society because we want to get something that we boomerang at last. So it is very, very unfortunate that parents do that. Yeah. And I believe and hope it won't come to Anambra State that parents will take war to school because their children were not allowed to cheat. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, when the governor was in UNN a few days ago, he hammered on this. When he was able to recruit 8,015 teachers into our system, he was actually saying that it is a crime that an unqualified teacher will teach a class or a people because we must have lost a genius. An unqualified teacher. Yeah. That was his declaration to the student of UNN a few days ago. Yeah. And on that, there's no point that a system, like you said, it won't happen to Anambra State. Our governor is very proactive. Yeah. He has taken care of that. Oh, yes. Because he is making sure that qualified teachers are teaching in our institutions, particularly from that basic level. Yeah. I want to actually say that there are things that is happening in this country because of the docility of our leaders, policy somersault, and the rest of them. But I am happy that when God wants to help a people, he will bring a person who has empathy, who has the passion, who has the interest, who is very I don't know what adjective to apply, but I am saying that
you've applied 3 already. That's it.
There's an interesting place I'm looking at by Pate. Pate is the Minister for Health, and he said something about Medipol will crash price of medicines. Yes. You know, we are in a country where we are advertently, exposed to all maladies and all that. I'm trying to speak some French.
Allez-vous, allez-vous.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And we need Medicare, we need Medicaid. When Obama came on board, he was talking about Medicare and Medicaid. What he was actually saying is that people should have free medical facilities. And our governor actually highlighted on that even cesarean operation that cost every of us that their wives went through cesarean pays that much. But today, more than 500 deliveries that went through cesarean were not paid. He was paid for it. Yeah. So I say kudos to him. Oh, yeah. Because
thanks to Russia too.
Yes. Yeah. So our governor is so proactive in all areas. When I say no of Chalfancha or Mechalfancha, people will be saying I'm not timbu.
So for him, Huchesin is Mechasin.
Of course.
Putting you now.
Yes, put me. Huchesin is Mechasin. As far as Soludo Wamba for is concerned, he has actually touched the life of every Anambarians and even extended to strangers element that live in Anambra State.
All right,
So
we have a
I
message
thank him
on,
for that.
we have a message on WhatsApp. Good morning, the moderators. Happy New Month to you. Thank you so much for your analysis. I'm prepared to talk on the incessant killing going on in Benue State and the other parts of Nigeria. Insecurity everywhere. Federal government and state government concerned should, as a matter of urgency, tackle this barbaric act. Honestly, it's getting out of hand. They should emulate Governor Soludo. Thanks. That's from Sir Kenneth Indubisi Okafor from Umweze. Umunachi. So, what's your take before we conclude on there's no sin in borrowing? Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts on that just in one minute, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, nobody is saying that it's sin to borrow. Nobody has ever said that. Nobody, reasonable person will say that. No reasonable person will say that. What is sin or crime, not even sin, is that when you borrow, you put it where it will not yield anything, or where it will not solve any problem that will affect mass of the people.
Yeah.
And that is bad aspect of it. You borrow to pay gratuity and pension. You borrow for you to enjoy yourself, maintain yacht and all those things. You borrow to travel to other places of the world. You borrow to sustain your people in their luxurious life. So these are the things that are bad about borrowing.
So,
not necessarily.
so they are sin in borrowing.
No,
In other words.
No, sin in using the law.
Okay.
That's what
All
is
right,
sinful
so,
about it. That is
Kara,
what is criminal.
When we were growing up, we used to get into some provision shops.
30 seconds.
Yes. When we grow up, we will see.
So that you come out of the provision shop.
When you look at the provision shop, listen, you will look and see a cartoon. He who goes a borrowing goes a sorrowing.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen that?
Oh, yes.
So how dare we now continue to borrow? We are saying we have paid up this, we have paid up that. That we have, with the policies that has been introduced as a New Hope agenda. The New Hope agenda, underline it.
Yes.
That Nigeria is coming up, we are doing well, and we are going to borrow again. Is it 2 steps forward, 10 steps backward?
As a Max Romy and the Offsetters.
Roy, please help me.
1 step forward, 2 step back.
I know you like music.
Oh, yeah.
Don't turn to a music review.
War in Babylon. All right. Okay. You talked about who goes abroad. You didn't talk about no credit today, come tomorrow. Okay. And I want to thank you for coming the provision store.
I'm happy you saw that too. It's a conclusion of borrowing and going sorrowing.
Okay. We want to thank you for coming. Rotarian Ghana, Echukwu Obidigbo, Omeri, by popular demand and domain. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, and happy new month once more to our listeners. And keep listening. You will learn a lot from the ABS.
Yes, and also to our June baby, Professor Obiajulu, because from the Department of Political Science, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Thank you so much for joining us on Press Review this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Roy and Wadiana.
I hope I get to know the dates for the birthday.
No, he will tell us now. We will all celebrate.
We can't miss it.
And
Towards the end of the month.
Like the Gen Z will say, happy birthday, Inadi.
Oh, yes. Roy is like part of Gen Z.
Oh, no, are really? You? No. I've long gone past that.
Also, you are now put a lot.
Oh, yes. All right, I am Roy Okunife, thanking you for joining us on Press Review this morning. Let's look at democracy and national integration at 9 on Nzuko, Anambra. Join us again.
Of course, and I am Uche Chukwu Ebonam. Go nowhere.